Okay, we're here with Jimmy Quinlan. It's just the middle of the school day. He's got a break here at Vimy Ridge Academy, the lacrosse program at Vimy Ridge Academy in Edmonton, Alberta. I'm just going to talk to Jimmy about the last week's game and what he's expecting this week. Jimmy, last week against the Rock. Not a great start. Any reflections on that game?
Oh, I guess put things simply, we just weren't good enough. Our effort was good. We competed hard all night, but in terms of executing, we were not very good. So, that one I think falls completely on a player's, lack of executing the game plan. We allowed far too many opportunities that we talk about constantly and we work on in practice about not allowing. So. I guess the positive we can take from the game is if we control those little things. Brody Merrill always says control the controllables. If we control those parts of the game that we have control of, then we're obviously going to have more success.
Obviously, going across the country is tough, and then playing. I know there's a lot of Ontario guys, so it wasn't too much for them. But now you're going again. You're going out to Boston to play a pretty tough team. Some great players. Dan Dawson leading that crew. What do you expect?
Well, the travel definitely, coming west or going west to east, I always found it to be a little bit harder. It was easier when you came west just because of the time change. But fortunately for us, we've got the majority of our guys in the Eastern time zone, so hopefully it won't make too big of an impact for us. We're lucky that we get in early enough on Friday to kind of get acclimated to the time change. In terms of Boston's team, they've got their big three on offense. Josh Sanderson and Casey Powell came over in the offseason, and they got Dan Dawson, who's a superstar in his own right. So we'll definitely have our hands full. We're going to have to make sure that we get the proper matchups, but I think most importantly is we're going to have to play defense as a unit. We can't afford to have any breakdowns, and then their secondary scoring, we can't allow them to get hot because we know Dawson, Sanderson, Powell, they're going to get their opportunities, they're going to get their points, but it's those other guys, the Rooneys and the Cotters, that we can't allow them to go off, because if they're going off, that probably means that the big three are really having a night. So offensively, we're going to have our work cut out for them. They got Cosmo and Ned. He's a big goalie, stops the ball well, probably one of the premier goalies in the league. So, we kind of got our game plan set out, what we want to do. Won't share too much of that with you because who knows, we'll see this. So we'll have to be ready. We're going to have to be good. That's a real good team over there that's very deep in talent and works real hard. So it's going to take a much better effort than it did in Toronto.
What things do you need to do on the offensive side? I think you scored 7 goals last game. Do you see anything on that end of the floor that needs to change?
Well, I think we just need to become a little bit harder to play against. I thought we showed spurts of it and flashes of it against Toronto, where we were the team that was kind of taking the tempo to the defense and we were being the aggressors. So, as a defender, or now playing more defense, I find it difficult when guys constantly come at you, and they come at you with speed, and they don't stop, and they work for the full 30. So I think all in all, offensively, defensively, we need to become a little bit tougher to play against, and then transitionally our team needs to take care of the ball a little bit better than we did week 1.
One last question. Because the teams don't practice, how important is film study? In the NFL, they talk about guys studying film. How important is it to study film and watch game film and to prepare for the next week?
I think it's absolutely huge. You can learn a lot from teams' tendencies and players' tendencies. And, fortunately for us, Jeremy Talevy, Derek Keenan, and Todd Lorenz do an excellent job with our game film and our preparation. So it really comes down to again, the players on the floor executing. We know what certain players like to do, and we know that they've got set plays out of certain times in the game, and we just really got to make sure that come Saturday when we're playing in Boston and in the Garden, that we've got to be on top of those things. We can't look back at the game and said, yeah, we knew they were going to do this and we allowed them to do it. So the film study's huge. Each year it seems like it gets more and more intense. You're getting more access to games, so you know, a lot of it falls upon the player to find time during the week to study the opponent and know the matchups and know the player's tendencies. And then, you know, on the game, it's just basically you got to be able to go out there and execute. So it's playing more and more prominent role, film in the NLL, and it makes the game obviously a lot better.
Great. Wish you the best of luck, and we'll talk to you next week.
Perfect.